This one's coming from I am a survivor of an attempted murder. Back in May 2006, I got off work at the mall. I got on the bus as usual, and another mall employee I had talked to on a regular basis sat down across from me. We chatted up for a while, and he commented about always running into people that knew me. There was another person I knew as an acquaintance on the bus, so we moved back to talk to her as well. The first guy gets off and I keep talking. She says she has to walk to meet her boyfriend before we get off. I offer to walk with until she meets him, but she declines and we go our separate ways. I go to the store before headed home and grab some beer. Halfway through my first beer, there is a knock at the door. A friend of my roommate. We talked for a bit and he left. Almost done with my beer and another knock. It is him again and just asks if he could use the restroom. Thinking nothing of it, I say sure. And in floods 3 more people as soon as the door is open the rest of the way. One of them the boyfriend of the girl on the bus. The first thing said is, "Why were you messing with my girl, dog?" As 2 of them opened butterfly knives and I tried to talk them down. I sat there calmly on the couch. They were quite unwilling to listen, and I think sitting there calm and just trying to talk pissed off at least one of them. The boyfriend is in my face waving his knife, but he did not make the first strike. His friend jumps out from behind me and stabs me in the neck. It felt like it went in one side and out the other.
Oh my God.
I stood up and grabbed my throat and said, "Fuck, I'm going to die." I ran to my bedroom to get away through the patio door in there. I close one door behind me and I'm going for the sliding glass door when there is a crash and a slam against the back of my head. They had kicked the door off its hinges and it hit me. The next thing I remember, I swear I am in my living room again, but it may have been me stumbling into the hallway again and I see 2 flashes. They reflected off the man's glasses. There was an ambient light coming from outside, but for the moment there was those 3 flashes. I am suddenly on the floor looking up at the front door. One finger standing there, I tell him, "Just leave. I'm already dead." The voice raspy and gurgling. Then he asks where my phone is, and I say that it's in my bag. After he grabbed it and was out the door, I hear a car squeal out of the parking lot, leaving me for dead. I picked myself up off the floor and stumbled out the door and started knocking at my neighbor's window and door for help. They looked out, and right after, the man is out with a towel telling his family to call 911. I have no idea how long it took, but they started showing up asking me questions. The usual sort, I guess. Who and why I was scared to talk because I thought every time I did, even more blood poured out than if I were silent. The paramedics arrived to take me away, and I tried to persuade them not to cut off my clothes because I was not wearing underwear. My thought now is delirium. I was trying to maintain some modesty, I guess. They are asking me questions as they get me ready, on the stretcher and through the ride to the nearest trauma center ward a city over. We get there, and as they wheel me into the ER, I get another scare as the doctor says, "He's probably a junkie that got messed up in a drug deal gone wrong." And before I go out, I can feel an intense pressure on my neck. That is the story of that evening. 2 blackouts, stabbed 7 times, as I was told 4 of them in the neck, and shot 4. I have a bullet in my head, 1 in my chest, and 1 that shattered my hand, and 1 was removed as it was caught in my esophagus. I was out of the hospital in 11 days. I will attach a link to the Arizona Tribune story.
What? How did he survive that?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Also, what the heck is that medical provider? Was it a doctor? Police. That's...
Yeah, I don't know. He
So...
says he was shot and stabbed 7 times.
That's so unprofessional.
I don't know.
He's a junkie.
Oh, that was the doctor when he got there. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, the doctor. That's so messed up. It's like, oh, he asked for a type of mentality.
Yeah.
I hate that. As a doctor, you have to be more professional than that.
Right? I feel like
you have to be unbiased.
You're supposed to be unbiased. You're not supposed to judge anyone.
Even if that is what happened. Please, what the heck? That would make me more mad than anything.
Top comment. Do you have any permanent physical problems as a result of the multiple stabbing and gunshot wounds? Can you explain how the one in your head didn't do any serious harm? Did you or do you suffer from PTSD? This is one crazy story and several crazy dudes. Are they all locked up now? How do you feel towards your attackers? How is your life different now? Do you have a closer bond with family and friends as a result? Do you have a different attitude about life in general? Are you careful about talking to women who have boyfriends? OP responds, nothing that bothers me daily. The scar tissue in my neck sticks out in an uncomfortable way sometimes when I yawn, and a pinch in my chest. The bullet in my head hit the skull and traveled along the back instead of penetrating. And then he says a little. And then they're all locked up. Indifferent is the best way, I guess. I guess a little is for the PTSD.
Yeah. That's crazy. This guy is really, really lucky. And unlucky at the same time. Like,
I remember reading, or I forget where I saw it, but essentially the guy was shot 3 times in the chest, and the last thing he remembers is being on the stretcher in the hospital with the doctor looking over at him, and he says that he pulled down the oxygen mask and he said, I choose to live. Operate on me as if I'm going to live.
I like that.
I feel like when you're in that kind of situation, like I choose to believe that your mental output
I think so too.
has to do with how your body heals.
Yeah.
Like you
have the will to live.
You need to mentally have the will for your body to knit itself back together and heal with the help of doctors.
Yep. Exactly. I believe that as well.
Not that you're just going to will yourself healing power, but more of like you're willing your body to not give up.
Mm-hmm.
Will your soul to overwhelm your body.
All right. Moving on.
Yeah.